Is ChatGPT making us dumb? MIT's study warns of cognitive decline. Artificial intelligence is everywhere, from classrooms to boardrooms, helping us write code, search, plan, and even think. But is it helping too much? A new study conducted by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, has sparked global concern by suggesting that AI tools like ChatGPT might be doing more harm than good, at least when it comes to our brain activity and long-term learning. In an age where generative AI is just a few clicks away, many are wondering, are we outsourcing too much of our thinking to machines? According to the study, the answer might be yes, especially for students. The experiment, how MIT measured the brain on AI. The study was conducted by researchers at MIT's Media Lab who wanted to understand how different tools, including ChatGPT, affect our cognitive performance, especially during writing and academic tasks. The experiment involved 54 adult participants, aged between 18 and 39, all from the Boston area. These participants were split into 3 groups. One group used OpenAI's ChatGPT to help them write essays. Another group relied on Google search. The final group was asked to write without any digital tools or assistance, no AI, no internet, just their own brains. Each group was given the same task, write SAT-style essays. While doing so, their brain activity was monitored in real time using electroencephalography, EEG. The EEG scans measure activity across 32 distinct regions of the brain, offering deep insights into how engaged each participant was during the writing task. ChatGPT group, lowest brain activity and passive learning. The results for the ChatGPT group were striking and troubling. Students who used ChatGPT consistently showed the lowest levels of brain activity, especially in areas associated with creative thinking, memory retention, and semantic processing. Their neural signals were weak and showed minimal engagement. Even more concerning, these participants tended to become increasingly passive over time. Instead of analyzing or editing what ChatGPT provided, many simply copied and pasted the AI's response with little to no modification. Their writing became formulaic and detached, lacking original insights or personal reflection. According to the study's co-author, Natalia Kosmina, while the task was completed quickly, the information wasn't integrated into brain's memory networks, which means the learning wasn't deep or meaningful. This behavior hints at a troubling trend. Students may be becoming over-reliant on AI, skipping the mental effort required to truly understand and engage with what they're writing. No AI group, highest creativity and brain engagement. In contrast, the students who wrote essays without using any digital assistance demonstrated the highest levels of brain activity. Their EEG scans showed rich neural connectivity, particularly in alpha, theta, and delta frequency bands, which are associated with deep thinking, long-term memory, and creative ideation. These students not only performed better neurologically, but also reported higher satisfaction and a stronger sense of ownership over their work. Because they had to struggle through the process, they remembered more, understood better, and produced more original content. The researchers noted that while these students spent more time writing and organizing their thoughts, the mental investment led to better retention and comprehension. Their brains were fully activated, creating new neural pathways that support learning and development. Google's search group, active engagement still exists. Interestingly, the group that used Google search fell somewhere in the middle. Their brain activity was not as high as the no-tool group, but it was significantly higher than the ChatGPT group. Why? Because even when using traditional search engines, students were required to read multiple sources, compare data, draw conclusions, and synthesize information. This process involved active decision-making and critical thinking, which kept their brains engaged. This finding challenges the idea that all digital tools are harmful. Instead, it suggests that how we use a tool matters more than the tool itself. Role reversal. Tool swap confirms the damage. To validate their results, researchers did a second round of testing, this time swapping the tools between groups. Students who initially used ChatGPT were now asked to write without assistance. Students who had previously written unaided were now allowed to use ChatGPT. The outcome? Students who started with ChatGPT struggled significantly in the second round. They found it difficult to recall their previous essays, and their cognitive re-engagement was poor. They couldn't think through the task clearly without the AI doing the heavy lifting for them. Meanwhile, the students who had initially written without assistance showed improved neural activity even when using ChatGPT. Because they had already built a foundation of understanding and thoughtfulness, they were now using AI more effectively, as a tool for support, not a replacement for thinking. This part of the experiment confirmed a key takeaway. AI tools are most helpful when used after a student has done the thinking themselves. The long-term risk: stunted brain development. The researchers raised a serious concern about the long-term consequences of using generative AI without active mental engagement. The study suggests that repeated reliance on AI for tasks like writing and researching could weaken critical cognitive functions over time, including memory, reflection, and independent reasoning. The implications go beyond the classroom. If society begins to outsource too much intellectual effort to AI, we risk creating a generation of individuals who are fast but shallow thinkers, capable of producing content quickly but lacking depth, creativity, and retained knowledge. As AI becomes more powerful, the temptation to use it as a shortcut rather than a tool will only grow. And that could fundamentally change how we learn, think, and grow as individuals. Final thoughts. Use AI wisely. Don't let it think for you. So, is ChatGPT making us dumb? Not exactly. But it can if we let it do all the thinking for us. This MIT study doesn't say we should abandon AI. Rather, it highlights the importance of balance. Students and all of us must first engage our own minds. Do the hard thinking. Struggle through the idea. Form your opinion. And then, if you must, use ChatGPT to refine or expand. AI should be like a calculator in math. Helpful after you understand the problem, not before. When used wisely, AI can amplify our intelligence. When used lazily, it might quietly erode it.